Hello, my name is Gallimore. My job is to live out people's dreams. I work in the cruise industry, and it's my job to sail around the world and sell people watches that they don't need. Now, this may seem counterintuitive that I'm kind of approaching the topic like this, but I work in the luxury industry where I'm dealing with very, very high-end merchandise from companies most people have never heard of. My particular industry is Swiss Time. You've probably heard of Michael Kors, you've probably heard of Movado, Tag, Omega, Rolex, probably even Breitling. You know, for a few of you out there, you may have even heard of companies to the effect of Patek Philippe or Hublot. Now, when we talk about high-end Swiss luxury, those are the companies we're talking about. So what do I do, and how do I do it? Well, I want to tell you, I think, three stories that I think are the most important. The first thing is, if you're in retail, you know it doesn't matter what you sell. It makes absolutely no difference. You could sell cars, you could sell hot dogs, you could sell watches, you could sell diamonds. The product doesn't matter. It's the person that walks in knowing that they are your guest, who will become your client, who will become your friend. Retail is about building relationships, knowing names, knowing dates, knowing birthdays, asking the small questions, and, doing the courtship dance. That's what it's about. And so how do you do that? Well, the way that I do it is I consider myself a historian and a teacher by trade. I do not consider myself a salesman. So when people come into my particular boutique, the first thing I do, I introduce myself. And I say, yeah, my name's Gallimore. I'm the certified Swiss horologist on board Crystal Serenity, and my certification is from the Foundation of Haute Horology in Geneva, all of which is 100% true. I'm one of a handful of the certified Swiss horologists walking around today. And people go, well, now, that sounds impressive, but more importantly, I really don't care. And I go, that's fine, I understand. But let me tell you why it benefits you that you're talking to me. I set myself up in a position of authority so that they can trust what I say, but even more than that, so that they can fact check what I say whenever they leave. Because another part about it is, I don't try to close the sale from the get-go. Yes, you should always be closing, and that's fine and wonderful, but you do not ever want a hard sell. When you do that, you say, yeah, you put a little information out about you. Then you take a little information from them, and you build that rapport. Now, in doing that, you have to be very strategic in that you're gathering information about, of course, they were just coming in to look. They say they're just window shopping. You make the old joke of, well, that's a shame because we don't have any windows. You make the corny jokes. You do that. You make them laugh, you make them smile, etc., etc. But once you start doing this, you start uncovering the needs. Now, this is where you really have to have done your homework. No matter what your product is, you better know your product. You better know how you can apply the features of your product in a way that benefits the customers, the clients, the guests' need. It's a two-part relationship. You have to bring your part to the table so that the client in turn can do their part. And you have to think about this long term. There's another idea out there, it's called the sales pipeline. Now in the sales pipeline, it's very simple. Take a big tube, you put a whole bunch of balls into it, and it gets progressively smaller and smaller and smaller. Some of the balls are going to fall out on level 1, some are going to fall out on level 2, some are going to fall out on level 3, and every now and again you're going to get one all the way to the end with a successful yes. But don't be confused and don't get disappointed when it doesn't always get to yes, because your job also is to keep putting balls in the top. the more people you put in the sales pipeline, the greater chance of success you have to get one of those people to yes. So this is all theoretical and it's all wonderful, but how does it work? Well, I want to tell you a quick little story that everybody in retail or everybody in marketing or everybody even in sales should know. Have you ever seen this example? Somebody goes, "Sell me this pen," right? You've probably heard this. And I hand you the pen and you say, "Well, it's a beautiful fountain pen. It's got wonderful grooves that are going to make it a better grip. It's got an expanded ink cartridge. It's, even look, it's a fountain tip, beautiful for writing if you happen to do calligraphy." And I go, yeah, that's wonderful. That's neat. But if I have no interest in using this as a pen, I want it as a doorstop, you have just told me all the features and benefits in a completely useless way. Because you failed to do the most important thing of why is the customer or the client or the guest even looking at it? Get them to volunteer why, or take it upon yourself and discover why they're looking at it. Because they may be looking at your product for an application you have never even dreamt of. Don't assume you know. Next thing. I know for an absolute fact that the vast majority of the world knows nothing about watches, okay? And if I were to sit down with 1,000 people, I could demonstrate this for you. Is this a problem? No, it's not a problem at all, because it's my job to know that, not theirs. What my job is to be able to take this information by discovering and uncovering these needs to be able to go, okay, great. I got a purple pen for you. I got a black pen. I got a blue pen. Or guess what? I got an Apple Pencil. I have 4 different things I could throw at them, but here's what happens. If I throw all of these options at you, your head explodes. And you go, well, I could use this for this. I could use that for that. I could use this for this. Oh, by the way, I do have lunch a week from Tuesday. It doesn't work. So when you start putting options on the table in front of a guest, if you haven't uncovered the needs, if you haven't done your homework, you overwhelm them and they go, thank you very much, I need to think about it, and they leave. You're not doing your job. Your job is to have all of these in the back of your head, okay? And as you're doing the conversation and as you're making them laugh and you're building the rapport and you're doing all of those different pieces, you're sitting here going, nope, don't need that. Nope, don't need that. Okay, I got a hamburger and a hot dog for you. I'm not going to talk to you about the steak. I'm not going to talk to you about the pasta. I'm not going to talk to you about the spaghetti or the lasagna. I'm going to put a very easy choice in front of you instead of giving you the full menu. And when you do that, you simplify things because you put them on the table and then you can immediately see which one they gravitate towards. At which point, the minute they start gravitating, you know what you do? Boom. You're down to 1. And then the question is not which one, but how do we make this one work? All forms of sales are a game of elimination, a process of elimination. The more you do on their behalf, the easier it is for them to say yes. So as a result, do your homework, know your product, build the relationship. Now, here's the other thing. I said always be closing. You'll hear it in sales all the time. ABC. The ABCs of sale are always be closing. When you're closing, part of that is when you have all of your ideas up in your head and you're going, nope, nope. And sometimes you're even fortunate enough to be able to go, nope, we already have the perfect one. You're not only helping the guest close, but you're also helping yourself close. And don't forget the other thing. Whether you get the client to yes or you get them to no, the minute that client walks out of the boutique, the sale's closed. Sometimes it closes in your favor, sometimes it doesn't close in your favor, but the sale is closed and you move on to the next.